we're going to jump in here and get started pretty quickly because I got off to just a little bit of a late start, and I apologize for that. Had a little link issue, and I think we got it taken care of. So I'm going to mute everybody's mics for just a moment, and we'll start that again here in a little bit. Let me check to make sure that the recording is going. It is, so we're all good. Okay. Use the chat, and for the moment, and then later we'll allow you to participate as much as possible. Let's see. All right. Today, we're going to do a couple of things today. I always like to try to stick to one, but we're going to do a couple of things today because I've been promising you something for a little while. And today I have an opportunity to have Olga and Helga both on with us from ElfSight. And so I'm going to kind of run through some things pretty quickly here, but this is really important. I like to use ElfSight as a widget that becomes the solution to a business's problem. And I want to give you this. This is just kind of a fun little exercise here. Solving problems that a business already knows about. So that's the key to getting your foot in the door and having an opportunity to be able to do business with them. Whenever the business owner uses this phrase, can we, there's three things that immediately go off in my mind. Number one, they know that they have a problem. They know that they have a problem because they're looking for a solution. The can we is an open opportunity for a solution, and that opens the door. They're aware of the fact that they have a problem, and they know that a solution exists. Okay, is anybody else having an audio issue? Is everybody able to hear my voice? Okay, good. All right. The second thing is that they believe that a solution might actually exist. But here's the really important thing, is they think you might be able to help. So those three things happen immediately when we hear this phrase. Anything that begins with this phrase, can we, it's an indication that the business owner is aware of the fact they have a problem. They think that there's a solution, and they think the solution might be you. That always spells an opportunity. It's a great opportunity for us to be able to provide some good service, some product, something that will be beneficial to them. Last week, we talked about the hottest markets for services today. Now, the great thing is that we spend some time in front of some of these people. So online retailers, that almost everybody today is doing something to market goods and services online. And so it's kind of important that we pay very careful attention and take a look at that. I'm going to give you an example of that in just a minute. We have brand ambassadors, people who their sole purpose is to spread the news about this business. Huge opportunity there. And there's things that we can do with that. Okay, online publishers, educators, we've talked about all of those industries for some time. And so it's really important that you know that those things exist and they're hot markets. And when you're out and about doing what you do, you'll run into opportunities to be able to discuss with business owners how they're doing. And then hopefully you're listening for that can we phrase, because that's a real good indication. We briefly introduced this last week, and we'll pick up on it for right now. We're going to talk about, I'll get back to Olga and Helga in just a little bit, but I appreciate them being on with us today. And Helga's kind of trying to help Tony in the background there, and I really do appreciate that. And we'll talk about their roles at ElfSight in just a little bit. But remember this. This was the thing that we looked at last week, and this was the I was doing some research for e-commerce, and this was the research information I came up with, and then I got this email. I got this email from them. I could not believe that. This is the email, and they asked me these things in the email, and I thought, this is ridiculous. You're sending me, I have to give you an answer to these things. Would it have not been easier for them to put that in a form? I'm going to show you how cool and easy that is to do in just a second. Okay. But this just seemed absurd to me. That should be a great opportunity because they're trying to market research online. That makes sense to everybody? They're trying to market research online. That makes them actually a publisher, right? And so here's a publisher that's now asking me to write back to them. And they need answers from me. Why don't they just give me a form to fill out that segments my responses? And so one of the things that I want to talk with you all about today, having to do with Olga and Helga and ElfSight, is that they have taken AI and used it to create a form. So I'm going to show you this form in just a second, so we get through this introduction. But I literally took the stuff that they put on here and stuck it inside this form. Now, would it be much easier for me to get redirected to a form than it would be for me to write a paragraph about all this stuff right here?
Yeah, it'd be easier.
This is completely insane. There's no reason in the world for this to go on. Not in the world that we live in today. And this is a business that is selling online services, research services. They're not doing a very good job of that. Second thing that I use ElfSight for was on the page I'm going to show you. I actually also put the cookie code right here, which is awesome. Okay. The other thing you can do in this, you can segment this so that so I get a specific response for each option that is selected. And today, I told you last week that we would do this as a demo. I would take you through the widgets that we're using for this particular website. And these are the 4 widgets that you see immediately on the home menu. There's a job board, there's an event calendar, there is a Facebook news feed for the Didsbury Chamber, and then there's an RSS feed for the Alberta Chamber. Now, you can go get all of that stuff and you can build that and you can make that work, and you can do it with a plugin, and you can program the plugin and you can make that work, or you can use a widget. Which do you think would be easier to do? 2 lines of code or a plugin that you have to program? The widget's always going to be easier. It's always going to be easier. And there is no page load speed issue by using the ElfSight widgets. So this became a great solution for this platform that we're using right here. And so we're going to talk about that. I'm actually going to show you that live, okay? And I'll show you how each of those widgets work and show you how that they work correctly to accomplish the things that we want to accomplish, in particular with this client right here. But I have several other clients that kind of fit in the same category. And I'll show you some of the examples of that. These are some of the things that we use the widgets for. All right. And here are the widgets that we use. We use a PDF embed widget. And I'll show you, I may not show you today, but I'll show you how important this PDF widget is. Yeah, you'll see an example of that. We use the logo showcase because this right here, we're going to have sponsors for this page, for this platform. And so that's a place where we can showcase the logos of the sponsors. Everybody understand what I mean when I say that? It's a great place to show the sponsors for the platform. An audio player. This is a great little widget for an audio player. I love the audio player features that are available. I used to do tons and tons and tons of audio. I don't do as much as I used to. I will get back to doing that. But I'm going to use the living daylights out of the audio player. On this platform here, we are selling ad space. The banners are a huge opportunity for that, to be able to do that as banners. Top banners, bottom banners, side banners, everywhere you can imagine, you have an opportunity to be able to put a banner and track the clicks to that banner. I'm going to give you a map and show you how that works in just a minute. Okay. Are y'all with me? Do you understand the value of this morning? The other thing is I really like the FAQs, the reviews and the FAQs. I can post a review. We did the plumbing company, and I'm going to reach out to them, and that's going to be another case study that we're going to do live. But the plumbing company that spent all the money that they spent for a full page ad on the back of the local yellow pages and a full page ad on the inside has over 700 positive reviews on Facebook, and does not show up anywhere that no place do those reviews, those Facebook reviews, show up on their website. No place. And if there's no place to indicate where the traffic came from. There's all kinds of things that are wrong with what they did, the amount of money that they spent. Just unbelievable. The FAQs. FAQ is really, really important for making the content that you provide helpful to people. And this is a simple little FAQ that you can put in multiple places, because I have a couple of places where I use multiple FAQs. It's the same FAQ, but it's on multiple sites. And so this is a great way to do that. And then the last one is cookie consent. Okay, so let's do this first. Let's go over here and take a look at this website. Hold on a second. Sorry, kind of got off in a different direction here. All right, let's go back over to Elf site. I'm going to show you this right here. This is the page that has the cookie consent on it, and this is the sample form that's here. And so I can do this. What kind of research paper are you looking for? E-com stats, online traffic stats, opinion polls. Those were options that were on that email that I got back from the company that does the research. Would it not have just been easier to have done this right here? Obviously it would have. Now, one thing that I will address with Olga and Helga on the line, because I think this is going to be important, I can't change the text on this book now. I grabbed a book now kind of tool, and it gave me the book now here. So that's a mistake, something that I think needs to be looked at, a way to change this. And I'll show you why here in just a second. So let's go over here. And both of you, ladies, Olga and Helga, both, if you have anything that you want me to address or you want to contribute, feel free to do so. Let me know. Just let me know in the chat, and I will do my best to address that as we go. Okay. Everybody still with me? So let's take a look at the form builder itself. You go down here and you can click on forms, and we'll do this. This is the form builder that I'm working from. So we'll grab this form builder here, and you'll see this one says send, this one says next, this one says feedback, this one says booking. You're all seeing what I'm flipping through here. That's just a blank form. That's probably where I should have started. So let's start with this one. Okay. And we're going to generate the form. In this case, we're going to generate this form. Okay. And the form is build a form for build a form for collecting opinions in a drop down. I have to spell drop correctly. Drop down, including.
I thought you spelled it wrong.
So build a form collecting opinions in a drop down form, including
like blue, like red.
Tony, I'm gonna mute your microphone for a minute, okay? Build a form for collecting opinions in a drop down, including like blue, like red. I was gonna spell marmalade, but I'm gonna forego that, okay? How come I'm not able to move? I should be able to add more content here. Now, what did it do? It automatically said your favorite color, right? Everybody see what happened? It just generated this little poll right here, blue. I can submit that. Now, I don't like those results, so we're going to do another one. All right.
Eric, by the way, if I can chime in here.
Sure, I want you to.
Sorry, yeah. Thank you very much for your presentation. It's really awesome to see someone presenting our widgets. I just wanted to add that you can generate the same request one more time, and you can get a completely different result. Maybe you will like it more.
I didn't get enough results the first time, so I'm trying to tweak this. But I understand what you're saying. And I'll do that the second time around. But for some reason, it stopped at 2 lines, and it's never done that for me before.
Oh, sure. I see. Thank you.
Let's see if this will work this time. Drop down. And you don't really need to put with options, but I'm doing this as I would do it to a, I can't talk and type at the same time. I'm doing this as I would do it if I were just really speaking directly to somebody to do that. So I want the options to include home, away, I'm trying to get enough words in here to get past that second line, because I run into an issue with that the last time. There we go. It went right past it this time. Okay. Now I want to show you what happens. You can do this. This is kind of cool. So I'm going to generate this. I'm going to replace this form. This time it's adding that information. And here it has assumed some things, which I think is just really awesome. It's assumed that this is a service request form, and it's listed because these were included building a fence and mowing grass. Does that make sense? Do you understand the importance of that? Does that make sense to everybody? When I included like home and away and traveling and building a fence and mowing the grass, that sounded like services. And so it built a service form for me. And it knows that if it's going to be a service form, I need to pick out which day of the week it's going to be the best, right? It also says what kind of description you're going to need. Make sense? Now, there are things that I can remove from here. I can regenerate this, okay? And we'll let it regenerate again. Do you see how the advantage of the artificial intelligence is? Now, this time, instead of saying service, it said the type of project. And one of the options was to build a fence. So what is it doing? It's asking me for the fence material. These are things I wouldn't have thought of putting in myself. You understand? Now, there's one thing that I would really like to have in this. So let's go over here and we'll add it. I need an address, because what I want to do is I want to look up the GPS coordinates of that, and I want to get a Google overhead view of it before I give them a price. Okay, so I'm going to look for an address here. I don't see an address, so it will be a short text. And we'll just add that short text, and we'll change the label to the address. Okay. All right, now we're done with that. Now this doesn't need to be down here where I can't see it. It needs to be up in here in this part of the project. So I can literally grab this, pull it up here, and put it right there. Okay. This form looks amazing. I agree with you, Helga. This form looks awesome. So what do you think? How much time did it take us to build that? It was quick. It was easy. It included details I had not thought about. And I think that's really important. So now there's some things that we can do. We'll go over here to the email, and I want to get notified about this. So I put my email notification here. I can add somebody else. I can put Ryan on here if I want to do that. And then that way we all have the same notification. We can put the information that's going to go over in the process of this. Excuse me. We're going to the information that's there that gets sent to me by email, and then we can also notify the respondent. Okay, and you can do that. Now the other thing is that you can change the layout. You can change the appearance. So you can make some tweaks to this. One of the things that we have discovered has been this. This form right here gets greater participation than this form right here. I don't know why, but it does. Okay. That's a Google study that was just recently done. And it's discovered that when this is up here and then you have to fill in this blank down here, fewer people respond to that than respond when you do this. Does that make sense? Do y'all understand that? That was a free one, okay? The next thing is I can do some settings here. I can redirect them to a URL. All right. Or I could just hide the form, or I could show them a success message. Just kind of excited, everybody? No, the actual placeholder, the placeholder itself, see, when I click on this now, it's easier for me to fill out than it would be. For some reason, the response is about 30% higher. It's about 30% higher with the form built like this than it is with a label and then a box. Okay, so I got options here. I can put a message in here to the respondent. I can turn the button on down here, blah, blah, blah. So the last thing is a MailChimp integration. All right, I will remind you of this because this is really important. Thank you. Teresa said it's because there's a box showing them where to type, and I think that's correct. Okay. And so we have to connect this to MailChimp. And then you have to map the fields. I don't know, for some reason it's not asking. I'm not able to, this form should have at least one email field. Oh, don't have an email. No, there's the email address right there. So Helga, help me out here. What's going on?
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out. I'll get back to you in a second.
Okay, good. This is brand new, by the way. It says beta on it. You know, there's a reason why it says beta. But how many of you really like this form? I mean, how cool is this? Now, let me show you what's awesome about this. I'm gonna click add to my website. All right, because you're gonna love this. I promise you will. I really do. And I'm going to grab the code. I've installed the code. We're going to go back over to convert tree, and we're going to add this down here as an HTML box. Okay. I use convert tree to do these because it's really easy to drop the HTML code in someplace, and we don't have a whole bunch of stuff we have to work through. So let me build this a little bit bigger. Whoops. Put a little more space in here so you can see this, because I'm going to show you something that you're absolutely going to love. Say I need to put this in 6 places, okay? And I'm going to put a scroll bar on here. Say I need to put this in 6 places. I need to put this in ads. I need to have it on 6 different pages, so I got a way to track that. Okay. Does that make sense to everybody? Do you understand how important it is that you track this kind of stuff? So I know which page it came from, so I know how many times it's been clicked on, so I can compare the clicks to the other things, all that. You get that, right? Make sure we don't lose anybody in the process of explaining that. Now I'm going to publish this page. Let me show you something. Because I still have a question over here. You always need to know where that ROI is coming from. And I'm going to make some tweaks to this, okay? And this is going to dynamically change this. I don't have to reposition or put a new code inside of my convert tree page. So let's take a look at this. And here, I can scroll down through this. Y'all got that? And this allows you the ability, and I'm going to show you where the clicks get tracked here in just a second. Okay, is everybody with me? Do you see the power of using artificial intelligence in this situation? Because this is something, there's some things in here that I would not have thought of, but I find it to be incredibly powerful. Now I can edit any one of these. See here? I can add another option to this. So I forgot one, or I can start with a selected option. So we're going to start with building a fence. I'm going to apply. Now watch what happens. I've hit apply. So it has applied that. So it's down here in the bottom, says your widget has been successfully saved. Let me go back over to this demo. Now I want you to pay very careful attention to this line right here, because now it starts with building a fence. Now, there's a reason for doing that. The reason for doing it is that you're making a subtle psychological suggestion. I wanted to see how many of those I can include in a single sentence. Got it? And Tree says you want to make sure that you include the terms of privacy. So we can go back over here and we can add that under the consent. We'll edit this. And we've got the terms and privacy conditions right here. You can actually do this and make this a live link. Understand? Y'all got that? How cool is that? How simple is that? So this is a really, really cool tool. And the fact that it makes these changes dynamically means I only have to fix it in one spot. Is anybody half as excited about this as I am? Of course, Helga is. That's great. Y'all gotta watch. If you purchase offsite, you've got to watch Helga's video because she was so excited about this. Now I know this. Helga is working on the AI for the Google reviews. So let us know where are we at on that.
Yeah, that's true. And by the way, we are on the verge of implementing the feature itself. Maybe it's already available, by the way, but we're going to announce this feature in our forum very, very soon. Everything almost is ready. And yeah, by the way, I can demonstrate you, or Eric, maybe you can demonstrate this feature so that everybody understands the idea. But the whole idea is that you can create just one review that convey, so to say, the idea, the feedback of all the customers. Yes. For example, you've got, I don't know, 1,000 of different reviews from your customers, and our AI analyzes all the reviews, yeah, kind of understands what your customers say about you and what features and benefits kind of highlight in your business, yeah, and our AI just features these most popular benefits in one review, yeah, so that your prospect customers maybe could just check out this one review and kind of understand what your business is about and what other talk about your business, yeah? Because all the points will be highlighted in just one review, so you don't have to scroll through the thousands of reviews. So this is the main idea. Yeah.
Okay. See if there's a way for me to fix this. I've got the email field right here. And we have a.
Yeah, Eric, I'm afraid that the field itself, yeah, was not correct. Yeah, I guess you figured it out.
So we're gonna do this,
yeah,
like that, and we've solved the problem, right? I think we solved the problem. Now the header up here, I can add a logo to the header if I want to do that. And you saw the header added to the logo up here, or the logo added to the header up here. See, I put the logo here. So let's see if we fix the problem. Go to MailChimp. Y'all cannot pay attention to this because this is my private information. And see, it gives me the list. Now I can add the fields, do the field mapping, and I can put in the first name, and that goes to the first name. And then we add another field map, and we go and we do this down through the pieces that we have to map. Okay, does that make sense? Everybody understand what we're doing? How cool is that? Is that simple enough to do? Can you do that? You understand what we're talking about here about the field mapping? Okay. The email address is automatically going to be done because you can't submit anything to MailChimp without using an email address. So that's automatically going to be taken care of, and you don't have to map it, but you do have to map the first name. All right. Delete this. All right. Any questions about this form and how cool it is and how easy it is to build? Now, Helga, am I going to be able to see that if I go to the Google reviews?
Yeah, Eric, are you going to present us this new feature, AI in Google reviews?
You want to present that?
No. It will be, I guess, you did so wonderfully, so I even don't want to spoil anything.
Okay, so let's go to Google. But you think
Yeah.
I'll be able to do this, okay?
Yeah. So yeah, it's presented in now as separate reviews widgets, not in all-in-one reviews yet, but
Oh.
we're working on it.
So it's only in the Google reviews, right?
No, separate reviews, Google reviews, YouTube reviews, Facebook reviews, but not all-in-one reviews. I mean, separate widget all-in-one reviews.
I think
it
I
doesn't have it.
understand what I think I understand what you're saying. So when I go to any of the reviews, except for the all-in-one review,
Yeah,
I can do that. Okay, gotcha. All right, we'll do the Google reviews. And continue with this one. And that's going to be in San Antonio. That's it right there. There we go. Now, this AI summary. What are we going to do with the AI summary? Ah, I see.
Yeah, it might take some time, but we will
Yeah,
definitely
because
get
they
it.
have hundreds of reviews, so it
Yeah.
could take a minute. It's going to take all of these reviews and give you a summary right here. How cool is that? Y'all like that?
By the way, Eric, if you choose another layout, like text layout for summary style, it will maybe present to you some other variant of shortened
Okay,
review.
let me do this. Do y'all see how easy this is to install? I mean, this is ridiculously simple to install. If you're using a form builder like or a page builder like Convertry, I'll tell you a little trick about this. If you will put a border around the outside of this, it makes it easy to find. I can't find the edges of this one up here. See that? Should always do that with your form builder. So now let's save this and publish it. Now, take a look at how this looks, because I think this is going to be really cool. There you go. That's the AI summary right there. How cool does that look? Now you can thumb through all of these forever. You can write a review from in here and it'll take you to Google. And you can write a review there. How helpful is that? Do you know how many people have great reviews on a single platform and they never put it on their other platforms? I mean, we had the plumber had 700 5-star reviews on Facebook, 700 5-star reviews on Facebook. It does not show up on his website. Yeah, this saves everybody a ton of time. I appreciate that, Joy. You're exactly right. Right here. All right, any questions about that? I think that's really cool. What else have you got with AI attached to it, Helga? Can you give us an update? Is there anything else yet? I think this is really cool, but this one's really cool right here.
Yeah, thank you. We are really excited about these features too here at our site. Actually, it's still a beta version, and we keep, training our AI features both for form build and for our reviews. By the way, your feedback is really crucial at this point because we really want to make something useful for you, for our customers. So your feedback and your thoughts on this really can make the difference. So while we are working on this feature, you really can affect the whole process. So feel free to share because yes, this is pretty much it. But I'm not sure that we are going to stop right here. And I really believe that we're going, move further with your help, by the way.
Well, now that I see what you've done with this, that opens up a whole world for me. I can see all kinds of possibilities here. This was amazing. How many of you thought that this fence building form here was just amazing, given the limited amount of detail that I gave the system? Okay, then let's do this because I'm just, y'all know I've been excited about this for a long time. I have shared this with you on multiple occasions, and I'm going to give you this because this is a discounted link for today, just for you. Okay. And listen, you saw these 4 things on the home page, but I probably have 8 widgets that are included in this website right here. And they're pretty awesome. And they work lightning fast. Great thing is that they operate really fast. They don't slow down my page load speed, which is one of the biggest issues with widgets oftentimes, is that JavaScript isn't compact and it slows down the page load speed. So anything you'd like to add to that, Helga?
No, I was enjoying your presentation and I think it's pretty much clear, I suppose. But if you don't mind, Eric, I would love to invite everyone to our community forum, yeah, because we really want to know your thoughts and maybe ideas or maybe suggestions, yeah, upon this feature. And if you don't mind, I will place the link to our community here in the chat.
And this is it. This is a great place to stay up to speed on what's going on. But thank you for that, Helga. And a reminder of that because I had intended to do that and I didn't. So, and there was something that had come up and I was getting ready to contact somebody at support about that. And as soon as it came up, I noticed, as soon as I saw it happen to me, I saw it in the changelog. And I went, I wasn't the only person that did that. Somebody else did as well. So, so how cool was that? Okay. So this is a very, very helpful, very active community.
Yes, and we are very happy to help with any questions related to our widget service or whatever. You are very welcome to ask there, and somebody will definitely get back to you and with a proper response. And
I think you all can tell how responsive they are because they were willing to be on the webinar today with us, and immediately jumped on. Helga had an answer for what was going on. We were able to go in and fix it, and it operated smoothly. We saw how smoothly this went right here. So very cool, very good. It's a great team. I'm really careful about the things that I promote to y'all because I want to make sure that, number one, it works well. And I want to make sure that the staff behind it is supportive and that it is priced reasonably and that it operates in a way that it promises, that it delivers on its promise. So I'm kind of careful about what I offer because I feel like it's got part of my reputation on the line as well. And so I don't jump on every bandwagon that comes along, but I do find things that I think can be very helpful. And I've been sold on Elfsight since the first day that I used it. It took me about 6 months to get to the point where I felt comfortable sharing it with y'all. But you saw me use it when we did the blacksmith gathering, and how many people were able to take advantage of that. We used that along with Jot Form, and it was an amazing feature. and tool to be able to offer at that particular time. So one other thing that I want to share with you before you go, because I promised there would be two things. The other one is, and that's this, I've been promised you for some time that Creator Magic would be coming out very soon. You should have gotten in your email this morning a discount link. This is the page right here. So I'm going to drop the page in here as well, so y'all can get a copy of the page. And that's a page to Creator Magic. And I'm going to quickly show you what that looks like here and how much stuff is in it. This is the Creator Magic program itself right here. And you can see there's a ton of information in here, including how to use PLR as a creator, how to use AI as a content creator, how to use public domain as a creator, as well as a ton of other stuff that you can find right here. The other things that you'll see is I have the book that I wrote on content hubs. That is available here, along with the 3 primary sources of content that we need to have: pillar content, agile content, and interactive content. And so there's a detailed description on how to do those things and how to build those and the tools to use with that. The target markets quiz is really cool. This is how do I identify what my target market is and what process do I go through in order to identify that. The content creation barrier, I've shared that with you before. That content creation barrier lets you know what it is that is standing in my way. What's keeping me from being a great content creator, and what can I do to get around that? Easy notes. This is I've taken multiple platforms. Evernote is my primary platform. I have over 5,000 notes in Evernote in 79 different notebooks, but OneNote and Asana are also note-taking tools that are available, and I've shared how to use all of those here. This is still my favorite thing. I'm so glad I did this. This is, I've sold a ton of this at $17 a piece. I've included it here because this is just an amazing platform to show you how to use Mechanical Turk, how to use other resources like ClickWorker and MicroWorker. And if you go to MicroWorker, you can see this is the MicroWorker team right here. But this is a way you can get information that you can use as a content creator. And it's extremely valuable to have that, instead of saying, like 4 out of 5 dentists say. That's how you come up with these kinds of things, is using tools like Mechanical Turk, ClickWorker, and Survey Success. I've created this problem solving 101 for authors. This is my step-by-step on how to write targeted books, short targeted books that are under 100 pages. That are highly recognized in the industry. And I've been teaching people how to do this for the last 7 years. So I think that this can be extremely helpful to you. Storytelling 101, these are the 7 proven skills for storytelling. And I talk about the things that are legally allowed to make, that are legally allowed in the courtroom, that says, hey, that story's believable. And so I'm trying to share with you how to incorporate those skills into your storytelling technique, so that you have, because just like this, if I couldn't pull up Chef Joe's here and show you the reviews of Chef Joe's, then I don't have it. It's a made up business, and made up businesses don't go anywhere. I don't like that. And we've got this is the real live site. These are things that are believable. And so I do the believable stuff because it really helps you to figure out what you can do. And then finally, the 5 proven strategies for advanced content marketing. You have the sales page there. If you opened up my email, and if you did, you did because you're on this, you know that there's a 25% discount that's available for the next week. I can't keep it at that price for very long. The fact is that I am a coach for somebody who basically kind of took this right here, and they sell it for $297. I'm selling the whole thing for $97, $197. Okay, so what do you think? See why I was excited about this? Don't like to do two things on the same webinar, but I thought it was important that I get this creator magic out to you. And there's another thing that's here. Not only do you get the platform, but we'll do a weekly call for 12 weeks. A weekly call, which is basically a mastermind. And you say, hey, I want to write for this industry. What can I find out? Listen, I can give you everything that you ever need to know. And I do it every day. I do it all day, every day. So if you're interested in that, you will get also that 12-week coaching call that you see on that sales page. And we were able to do all of that in an hour. I promised Olga and Helga that I do not take more than an hour. You all kind of know that. So, all right. Any questions, any comments, any thoughts before we wrap up? Health is doing well, Tony. Thank you for asking. Oh, and by the way, Joy, I got the book. I'm eager to get it in my hands and read it, but I did get a hold of it. I haven't had time to get it started yet. I will post the link to this in the Creative Business Tech community, and it will also be available on YouTube. Okay. Yeah, I got that just a couple of days after you sent it. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. All right, you all have a wonderful weekend. Olga, Helga, thank you so much for joining us today. I hope it was beneficial to you. We'll clip the center section of this out, and I'll use it for my promotion for ELF site.
Absolutely, Eric. Thank you so much for inviting us. I even couldn't anticipate how fun it would be, to be honest. Thank you very much, guys, for listening to us and for your attention. It was really, really important to us. And yeah, thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you for your participation. Appreciate your help.
Thank you. Thank you, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was silent, but
Bye,
yeah, I was enjoying. It was really great. Thank you.
All right, you all have a wonderful weekend. I'm going to try. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it or not, but I'm hoping to be able to connect with Dr. Cliff while he's here in town. And we've done that before. And I always, anytime somebody's in San Antonio, I want to connect with you if you're available. Doesn't always work out, but sometimes it does. So when it does, we try to make it happen. All right, y'all have a wonderful weekend. I look forward to talking to you next Friday, same time, same place, new topic.